Welcome to another episode of Have You Seen It? I am Charles, and I am with the lovely Denise. How you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am wonderfully excellent. Let's start with our recommendation of a movie from my lovely co-host, Denise.
All right, folks. This is a Netflix original, and the movie is called Really Love, and it stars Kofi Siriboe, Yutha Wong Loy Singh, I hope I pronounced her name correctly, Naturi Natin, Uzo Aduba, Michael Ealy, Suzanne Douglas, the late Suzanne Douglas, Tristan McWiles, and Blair Underwood. This is a movie about a couple, Isaiah and Stevie, and it takes place in the gentrifying backdrop of Washington, D.C., complete with the culture. The historical places and landmarks are beautifully woven into this story. So if you are from the DMV, you'll be able to recognize a lot of those places in this film. So basically, the film is about a couple who are trying to navigate their relationship, although they both have different desires in terms of where they want their lives to go. He is a Black painter who is trying to secure himself in the competitive art world while balancing this romance with this young and up-and-coming lawyer who's attending Georgetown. And so, you know, it's nice to see Black love, romance, and, you know, their beautiful relationship and how they interact with each other. They both have parents who kind of are at odds at where they want their children's lives and careers to go. So, you know, I think everybody knows a little something about that. But these two, you know, kind of stick it out, and the romance takes a turn. And when one person doesn't feel supported by the other, things can get a little tricky and a little sticky, and it's love. And that's how it goes. But it was a 90-minute movie, perfect for me. A 90-minute movie. And Charles, you know, I love looking at good-looking Black folks. And this movie was filled with us, and we were looking good. So if you want a change, audience, from other movies that you may have looked at this year or that we have recommended, and you just want to see a nice little love story, I recommend Really Love.
So my recommendation this week is Sweet Girl, starring Jason Momoa and Isabella Merced. So Ray Cooper, played by Jason Momoa, is a survival expert, and his wife has a rare form of cancer. But they are hopeful, because the doctors had came to them and said that a company is coming out with a drug that will maybe change the outlook of her condition, right? Well, obviously they are excited about this, but before the drug could come out, it was pulled off the market. And the reason it was pulled off the market is because Bioprime, a big pharmaceutical company headed by Simon Keeley, who is played by Jason Barta, comes in and pays the smaller company to delay the rollout of the drug. Well, obviously, Ray is absolutely pissed. I mean, I think anybody would be, all right? And so much so that he threatens Simon Keeley that he was going to kill him while he was doing an interview on a live television show. So much later, Ray is approached by a reporter, and the reporter tells Ray he wants Ray to be part of a story exposing Bioprime for the criminal activities that they have been involved in. So Ray agrees to meet the reporter at the subway, but Rachel, his daughter, is saying that I don't think that's a good idea. Don't do it, right? But Ray goes and meet the reporter anyway, and Rachel unknowingly Rachel follows him to the subway station. So Ray gets there talking to the reporter, and a guy comes up and he stabs the reporter. I mean, stabs him to death, right? And Ray, in horror, turns around and he sees Rachel there on the subway, and then he gets stabbed. And then the next thing they know, they both are unconscious on the subway platform with Ray being stabbed. So now Ray and Rachel are determined to find out who was trying to kill Ray. And they wanted to start with Simon Keeley, the CEO of Bioprime, to see if he was the one that was behind this whole thing. It was an absolutely surprising ending, and it was worth the whole watch. So I strongly recommend. It's a Netflix original, Sweet Girl.
All right, thank you.
So Denise, who is your nailed it this week?
All right, my nailed it is Hollywood legend Paul Newman in the movie Cool Hand Luke. And Paul Newman plays a Southern man who's sentenced to 2 years in prison for chopping off the heads of parking meters. And when he goes to jail, basically, he just don't want to do right. And so the warden, played by Strother Martin, is determined to break him down and make him do right. And at every turn, Paul Newman is just not going to do right. So if you like a movie with a character who is defiant and just don't want to follow the rules, this is a good example of that. So that is my nailed it. Paul Newman, the dreamy Paul Newman in Cool Hand Luke.
So my nailed it this week is a little bit different. Right, it's the National Symphony Orchestra for their providing the music to Star Wars. I went to an outside venue here locally, and they were providing the music to Star Wars, the very first Star Wars, and it was absolutely incredible. As my co-host knows, I am totally non-cultural. And to my amazement, I was absolutely blown away by the music by the National Symphony Orchestra. So my nailed it is the National Symphony Orchestra.
Thank you, Charles. And audience, I concur. Charles does not like culture. It's like COVID to him.
But on this one, it was amazing.
All right. Well, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button. And we are available on every podcast platform in the universe. Just type in, "Have you seen it?" with Charles and Denise, and there we will be.
Well, audience, thank you very much for joining us for another episode of Have You Seen It with my lovely co-host, Denise, and yours truly, Charles, and we are out.
Bye-bye.